So that one's a really tricky question, and it varies across the country. When it comes to the plan for permanent housing or longer term housing, um, this is where the service providers come into play. Service providers have a long history of being very resourceful in terms of meeting newcomer needs, and this is an especially complicated need, but a need that they're well suited for nonetheless. Um, that involves income support that has been approved at the federal level, which is short term as well, and some provinces have added to that for a little bit longer income support. That includes employment prospects, that includes sometimes childcare as well, um, and the involvement of the community. So some community hosts are coming forth with apartments or rooms available in their homes that are available longer and free of charge, which is amazing. Other times it's working with landlords or working with property managers or working with community housing organizations to find or allocate spaces for people, because as I mentioned, the employment side of it, some of the other kind of needs that come with this unique demographic group um, really make it difficult to secure long-term housing. But it's kind of an all hands on deck situation right now. I think the idea of homelessness, or the idea of Ukrainian evacuees accessing shelters, is kind of is just one of the greatest fears, if not the greatest fear, from a coordinating level or a service provision level. Um, so it definitely exists. I think as I mentioned before, the service providers are quite resourceful in finding solutions, and governments have been very good in terms of um, creating new pathways for support and that kind of thing too. But that fear exists for sure. I think when you have a group that is coming from experiencing as much trauma as this group has, and has been transient for as long as this group has now, you don't want to bring them to a situation where they're just exchanging one set of trauma for another. So it's definitely a fear, and something that I think guides a lot of our advocacy and a lot of the work we're doing.